Hey guys, hello, welcome back. This is Really Pretty, and I'm back again with another review, but this time it's for a movie. Lately, I've been feeling like the movies, and usually I will watch movies all the time, but I wouldn't really do YouTube reviews on them. But I'm kind of feeling doing the reviews on them now, and not just always doing the great drama reviews. So here and there, you guys will see some movie reviews from me. So today I watched, oh yes, and still COVID-19 going on. And you guys are probably like, wait, who is this? Is this Philly Bree? I know. I never look like this. But this is what happens when you're like stuck in the house. And today, real quick story, my daughter was like, hey, Mom, let me do your makeup. And I was like, hey, sure, we're not doing anything else. So here I am looking a little different than usual, but going nowhere. But anyway, I'm talking to you guys, so that's that. At least somebody's getting to see the look. I'm sharing it with somebody. So in any event, today I watched on Viki, I watched a movie called The First Shot. You know what? Not really sure why I picked it. I mean, well, I kind of know. Like, I read the synopsis or whatever, and I was like, hopefully it'll be good. I'm all about a story, where someone like an underdog. I'm into like the underdog thing. So, I'm always rooting for like the underdog, stuff like that. So I felt like after reading it that this story is about like a guy who was like an underdog and, he's going to become triumphant in the end. And I love that type of story. But this drama, I'm so used to saying drama. Oh my God. This movie was slow. It was a slow start. It was a slow middle. And it was just a slow ending. It's just a slow movie. So, yeah. It was like an hour and 41 minutes, but it just felt longer than that. It wasn't horrible, you know what I mean? But it just was like dragged. At least that's how I felt. Like, oh my God. So, as a kid, this guy, he had great ideas. He was just a good person. And, he had these kind of ideas. Like, it shows like he came up with the idea, like putting an egg in the ramen or something. As a kid, he walks in this place and that's what he orders when other kids were ordering just a tteokbokki. And, he walks in and he's like, no, like, this is a ramen shop. I want ramen. But can you, like, do the soft egg on top and whatever. So, like, these guys, these grown men come in after that. And they're like, oh, we're just going to order or whatever they say. But this kid is eating it. I mean, he's just like slurping it up. And they're like, we want what this kid's having. So the lady's like, okay. Mind you, when he told her what she wanted, the Ajahma who was running the place, she was like, what? So he explained to her how to do it. And she did it and he enjoyed it. So now it's like 6 men. And so she makes 6 orders. But in the meantime, she makes an order for herself. Everybody loves it. Like, it becomes a hit. So next thing you know, now mind you, she all dressed like Ajahma in 6 different colors, pants and top don't match. I mean, a true Ajahma running a little restaurant or whatever. The kid comes back one day to get ramen again, and the line is out the door, and the Ajahma now, honey, she got on heels, she done got her hair done, and she told the kid, move and quiet. And he like, okay, so you just made it big off my idea for the ramen, and now you won't even let me in. She was like, well, you got to get in line. We can't just serve you. And they really just treated this kid. So long story short, that the whole point of that part of the story was it just taught him in life that things just aren't fair. So, some other things like that happened in his childhood. Fast forward, and he's adult. He's living in Seoul. He works for like a pharmaceutical company, and he doesn't really stand out as an employee, but, he does his job, goes to work every day. And it's just so, it seems like he's always like missing his chance or his break. He was dating this girl and then he gets a wedding invitation from like a colleague that's marrying her now. And, it's just, things just never went right for him. But he's a nice guy. It's kind of like the nice guy always finishes last type story. And, he has this mentor who originally was the president, who originally hired him and was the president of this company. But, of course, now he's retired. And, they still meet and have a drink. And, he's like, listen, you're a good guy, but you can't just do your best. You need to do well. You need to do, and, I think he saw the potential in him for him to do great things. And that's just what he wanted for him. And And he did, you know, like, things just never seemed to work out. It was just always something. And it wasn't anything horribly crazy, but it just like, he just was always missing what would be his luck or his opportunity, or, you know, or things would just pass him by, or he would have these great ideas and, you know, either somebody else took them or something. But one thing I did like about this character was his, like, which his mentor said, do you know why I like to still meet with you for dinner? And he's like, no, because I'm cute or I'm handsome. He's like, no. He said, he told him, because I love how much you enjoy a meal. You're like, you really get into it. And that part about his character I loved. As a foodie, his love for food and knowing where to go. I'm one of those people like, oh no, go there and eat that. Oh yeah. And he had that knack. Like, he knew good food. He knew good things, even if it was something simple. And that was a quality about him that I really liked and I could kind of relate to. And then they were supposed to be this, he got this like tie from his mentor when they had met for dinner. And he's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to give you a gift. This is a really expensive tie, you know. Do great things for yourself, whatever. But the tie kind of seemed like I don't know if it was really magical or whatever, but it like changed every day. It was a different color, it was different this. But he got a little extra pep in his step when he got this tie. He still didn't really do anything drastic or whatever, but you saw it built some type of confidence with him that this tie from his mentor kind of gave him. And, you know, I don't know, it just, weirdly enough, this tie kind of gave him some kind of confidence. And I can relate, because the day after my daughter did my makeup, not that I'm not a confident person, but I was just like, hey. So again, I can relate to the guy with that a little bit, like how just something a little extra for yourself can maybe boost your confidence, or, you know, just make you feel better about yourself. So he slowly, and I mean slowly, started to notice that a girl was really liking him, and that, hey, maybe you shouldn't miss this opportunity like you've done in the past. And, you know, there's an opportunity at work and maybe you should go for it, and different things like that. But again, it was very slow, and it took like until like the last 10 minutes where, like, you know, he loses his mentor, which was sad because his mentor had called to meet him one more time, but he was busy and he said he couldn't. And I kept saying in my gut, like, that the mentor may pass away, and that probably would have been your last opportunity to see him. And I was like, so right. And that part was like sad. I felt that because I always get emotional with different stuff like that. And it was just a sad moment saying goodbye to his mentor. But that was in the last maybe 15, 20 minutes of the movie. And then within the last 10 minutes, you just saw that he was like, you know what? Life is not guaranteed. It's this, is that. He really started remembering some of the things and words of advice that his mentor gave him. And he really pressed a little bit forward. Again, it was just very slow in the way that the movie was made as to how it was done. But he did, like, go for that other opportunity at work. And he did, you know, start showing that he was also interested in this girl, because she was definitely making obvious she was interested. So, and then it kind of ends like that. Like, he gets the deal, you know, he signs the agreement with this guy that they all have been trying to get or wanted to get to sign a pharmaceutical deal with. So he accomplished that, and then he technically now is dating. So it did end on a good note as far as, you know, hey, he went for it, you know, and he ended up doing okay in the end. And he saw that, hey, it's okay in life to do what's best for you and do what makes you happy and do what you want. So the end result is that it ended nicely. It wasn't a horrible ending or anything like that. And, you know, I felt like, okay, he learned from the things that his mentor said and from losing his mentor and all of that. But it just was a very slow movie. So I feel like I wanted to give it 3 stars because I kind of was okay with the way the ending, you know, but it was so slow. I gotta give it 2 stars. And I really hate to do that because I try not to be so hard on when I'm rating, but it kind of dragged, and, you know, and I kind of had to force myself to, like, not stop watching it. So sadly, I'm just 2 for me is considered okay. So it gets 2 stars. So here I am with my review for The First Shot. It's a Korean movie on Viki, about 1 hour and 41 minutes, and I'm giving it 2 stars. So if you have watched it, comment below and let me know if it was as slow for you as it was for me, or whatever. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Like, comment, subscribe, tap the notification bell so you can be notified every time I post, all that good stuff. And you know, I'm always saying it, let's create a dialogue in the comments. So if you have watched it, and you know, let me know what you thought about this movie. I'm always curious to see other people's points of views. So let me know. All right, so for now, that's Philly Bree saying bye, guys. Until next time.